Alright, what's up? How are you guys doing? So, today is a bit of a special video. It was actually asked quite a couple times since the start of my free-to-play journey. What to do when you create a new account or when you're kind of a new players or returning player. Anyways, if you're around this, like what hunters you should focus, content you should focus, how to make sure you don't do stupid things, all that stuff. Before we get into all this, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. It really helps me a lot, to be honest. We're on the way to the 6K subs. I want to get this by the end of February, so we have about 20 plus days to get there. I trust you guys. And also make sure to check out my content creator program. You can support me, get insane codes, and also help me reach the silver rank, which I need 100 supporters for it. That being said, let's get into the video. First, I want to make sure something is clear, obviously. Everyone's progress is different based on the player, right? So depending on the time you can allocate to the game, depending on your luck, and just depending on your ability to clear stuff that are harder for others. It's pretty much the main thing. In my experience, it's better to surround yourself with other players. Whether it's on Discord, whether it's just on YouTube watching other people play, it's always better and easier to apprehend a game if you know what you're going into. I assume if you're watching this video, it's because you do that, but yeah. First of all, it's that. Second of all, just take your time. You don't need to rush everything and then have nothing else to do. This is pretty much what I have on my main account. I did everything and now I'm left with nothing. So just take your time, enjoy your game. You don't need to spend 10 hours a day on the game just to be like the first one on your server. If that's not what you want, like you can just chill a bit, relax, and enjoy the game. So first, the hunter and weapons you should go for. There's not a single way to go. There's multiple routes you could go. I'm gonna give you the 3 teams that are worth building, and in my opinion you should only build 1 or 2. Obviously I'm gonna act like you're free to play. If you're a spender, you can build all 3 if you want. It doesn't really matter, but at the moment right now the only 3 teams that are worth building are either the light team, the wind team, and the fire team. Dark hunters as well as water hunters, you don't really care at the moment. I'm speaking on the 4th of February. If you're watching this 1 month later, it might have changed. If you watch 6 months later, it surely changed. So I'm gonna make this clear. This is for hunters. So let's say you want to go on a fire setup, which is what most people do currently. Your rate up list should be, first of all, those 2 weapons. So Moonshadow and Plum. This is the 2 weapons you want to max out for Sung Jinwoo. A5 is enough. In my opinion, when you're free to play, you should only go for A5 stuff, at least at the beginning for sure. So A5 Moonshadow, A5 Plum, this is what you want to go. So those 2 spots don't change until you have that. And then you add 2 hunters. So if you want to go for a fire setup, you basically need Esil, which is on the white ticket banner, so you don't need to put her here. You need Gina and you need Suhyun. Suhyun might be replaced later on by the hunter that comes out, Kanai. So what you can do is only go for Gina and something else, but then your fire team won't be usable. That's one thing. One thing I would recommend you is to not go for fire right away. You can get Esil to like A30, I would say, and then hold on for the others and wait for Kanai. If Kanai is great, you pull for Kanai and then you get Gina here, and then you don't need Suhyun. But if Kanai is ass, you put those 2. While you wait for those 2, I didn't do it on my free-to-play account because I wanted to clear content fast, but if you don't really care, and obviously I wanted to play the fire team, that's why. If you don't really care and can play whatever team, I would advise you to go for Mirei and then probably Ayla, which is there. This is probably the thing I would do. So you'll have Mirei and Jinchul that's given for free. You don't really need dupes on him, and I wouldn't put him in the rate up list. That sounds like a bit crazy. And then you want Ayla just because she's a good all-around support. You don't want to go for Hansemi because Hansemi is just not that great. And Gina wouldn't help you. So I would go for this at the moment. That's probably the best thing to do. The third team you could build is light team. If you want to build light team, you just put Thomas and Gohack pretty much. I don't go for this team just because I feel like wind and fire are complementary, right? Because you need wind for the first wobble stages, and then you need fire for the last wobble stage, which is Deimos. Whereas light, for example, if you want to build fire, building light at the same time is not really going to help you for early game. And for the late game, it's going to be pretty much the same thing. So I wouldn't advise you that. In my opinion, wind is the greatest element for early game. It could change. For now, at least, I think it's great. So that's pretty much my thought process here. Either you go light, either you go fire, but you take the risk that Sohyun might be overshadowed by Kanae. Otherwise, you play it safe and you go for Mireille and then Ayla to play it safe. Obviously, Mireille and Ayla, you would at least go for A3. Mireille, you would go for A5, obviously. Once you have that ready, obviously, or your essence will be going towards white tickets. You summon until you reach your goal. That's pretty much it. If you want that hunter A5, you go until you have him A5. This can be tricky. I did it for Isil because I think she's going to be great and that my main team is going to be fire. If your main team is not going to be fire, I obviously advise you not to do this. If you're not building fire, obviously you might want to skip Isil, especially since her banner is going to overrun Kanae's, so you can just summon on both at the same time. When you have a plan in mind, you don't switch from the plan. If you went for this, you don't switch the plan. You don't, like, if you have A3 Mireille, you don't go, oh, never mind, I want it to go light. Or rather, if you have A3 Sohyun, you're not going to go for Thomas Andre like right after. It makes no sense and it would just kill your account because you're spreading resources on too many things at the same time. This is the same thing when you're focusing on a hunter. You want to focus on a hunter one by one, otherwise you're just spreading out your resources and it just makes no sense. So when you're going through upgrading your hunters, you want to go for DPS and then the breaker. Isil does actually a decent amount of damage, that's why. And then your support. You don't need to have those crystals like maxed out for your supports. It doesn't really matter. It matters for BP, but for actual damage, it doesn't really matter. The one you want to boost is your DPS. Same thing for the weapons. You want to craft the weapons for your DPS. It's pretty normal. It's common sense, but some people just craft everything and use everything and are confused and then they kind of just waste resources. Also, your essence should only be used to summon and to unlock armory slots. I know this is not usual for people to say this. I've tried it and I know it works, and I know a lot of free-to-plays that also do that and that work. Essence should be used to unlock your slots. You can either unlock the slots with hourglasses or with essence. It uses the essence if you don't have enough hourglasses, and I would advise you to do this because you need a lot, and I mean a lot of hourglasses just to upgrade the spots when they're open. So if you have to, on top of this, use them to unlock it, you'll never be finished. Armory is actually a big jump in terms of BP. So in my opinion, it's worth it. You do you. I can't force you. You do you, but I think it's worth it. So each time you can unlock a new one, you just unlock a new one. You only use essence. If it asks you to use hourglasses, you just go on another spot, use your hourglasses, and then use the essence, right? So that's one thing out of the way. When it comes to shadows, obviously it's the same thing. You focus on one shadow at a time. You don't unlock them all and never upgrade them and then upgrade them all to one rank, and then you don't do that. You have to think that you have limited resources, especially early game. So you need to do your thing right. The shadow you need to focus is Igris. There is no contest. He is the best and like the most all around good for every team. So you go for him. After that, you want to unlock Iron at least once and then Serbi once. You don't need to upgrade them for now. You just wait. Baruka, you will have to upgrade him for the formidable combatant. And then you just leave him like that. You don't give a shit. The others you don't touch until the next shadow that's gonna come out. So you max Igris, you unlock once these two, and then you keep it this way. If you don't upgrade anyone, you wait for the next shadow. When the next shadow comes out, you just ask around or you watch a YouTube vid. I will probably do a shadow guide at this moment, and then you wait for this. Why I'm saying this is because if you use your traces, for example, Beru right now, or Big Rock or whatever, and then the new shadow that's going to be best is better than Dome, you'll have wasted traces. Army level, you just upgrade them as much as you can. If you're capped and you have to upgrade shadows to get more, you don't. You just wait. When it comes to crystals, you want to spread them evenly. It doesn't matter on which shadow you put them, it just gives more total power to your army. So crystals, you want to go green on everyone, then blue on everyone, then purple everyone, gold everyone, red everyone. You get the idea. When you upgrade artifacts, try not to upgrade shitty artifacts too much. You may have to early game, but then try as much as possible to upgrade good things. For example, this I upgraded. It's fine, to be honest. For example, I upgraded this. It's not great. I upgraded this. It's terrible, but I had to because I don't have anything else. But try as much as you can to have good things and to upgrade those good things instead of the bad ones. I took the risk to upgrade that one. It is what it is. You kind of have to make sacrifices at some point. And yeah, when you're going to summon on the black ticket banner, you might get hunters that you don't need. Don't invest in them. It makes no sense. I don't need all those, right? I got those. I don't need them. I will need him later on with my Mirai, but that's about it. Those, I don't need them at the moment. I don't invest in them. I don't upgrade their crystals, even though I can. I don't craft their weapon. I actually leveled them up, and I shouldn't have. You don't need to waste your resources, your golds, nothing on this. Second thing, in terms of golds, if you need to swap artifacts around, like if you need your Songjin Wu set for something, for someone else for a hard content, try to wait for the weekends. Because the weekends you don't pay gold when you switch shit around. When it's not the weekends, you're gonna pay. Like for example, here, if I want to remove my Suhyun set, it's gonna cost me 40k. I don't want that, so I'll wait. Don't take into consideration the set I'm using. It's not optimal for her. I just don't have anything else that's decent. So obviously we have to do with what we have. When it comes to skills, Songjin Woo, same thing. Focus on the right things. Sonic Stream, great skill. Armor Break, great skill. Dagger Rush, most likely, most of them are decent. At least the dark one is very good. The other one's not so great, but it's fine. Death Dance is cool, and then you have Dagger Thought, that's fine. Cutting Rush is cool, but until you need one skill, don't upgrade it. It makes no sense, and you're just gonna waste resources. For the Blessing Stones, I don't know if it's still gonna be the case when you start your account or anything, but when you reach level 50, you might get a legendary Blessing Stone for choice. Like you get a selector box, and you can pick a legendary Blessing Stone out of it. If you do have this box, my take is to go for Reawakening to have lower cooldowns. Cooldowns is pretty much the only thing that allows you to deal more damage faster, pretty much. So, in my opinion, it's the best thing. You could go for Bloodlust. It makes kind of a sense since it greatly boosts your damage, but I still would go Reawakening. And then for the rest of the blessings that you want to use, just ask around. The best thing you can do as a new player is learn through other players that have been playing for more time. Either it's my videos, either it's other videos. Try to take advice from different places as well, because someone may have a way of playing that may not suit you, right? My way of playing the game may not suit you, and another one's might be better. Or someone could be saying shit. Like, I'm not saying I'm a god or a genius. I may be saying bullshit. I don't think so, but obviously I'm kind of biased since it's myself. Weapons wise, like I said, you just want Plum and Moonshadow. After that, you don't really need anything. I got shafted so bad that I got fucking 4 dupes on that one, but that's besides the point. The only weapon I would get after those two, well, there's 2 weapons I would get after those two. The daggers, the Baron daggers, just because they're good wind weapon if you need one, and the light staff. I would probably go for the light staff before the daggers, actually. So yeah, you have that. There's those 2 options afterwards, like once you're done. But for example, on this account, I'm done with the weapons and I just went for 4 hunters instantly on my rate up banner because, I don't know. I'm not too much into building another weapon already. I just don't see the point right now. Then how to get better on your account, basically. First of all, I know it sounds stupid, but do your dailies. Like, don't let the keys stack up. Do your 10 gates every day. Do your gems. Everything, just clear the content as much as you can. Story, you want to go as far as you can as well to get XP, to get rewards, everything. Hard mode, normal mode, reverse, you want to do as much as you can. If you're stuck, either try to upgrade your hunters a bit or try a different method. The story is not hard on this game. It's been nerfed to the ground multiple times now, it's pretty easy. For the bosses here, focus on the one you can beat. For example, I haven't tried the Ogre because I know I'm not going to go really far and I'm not going to get any level 75 gear, or at least not good ones. So I went for Kargelgan. Obviously, I'm only getting 1 set Like, I'm only getting the 2 top ones and I'm not getting the 2 bottom ones of the artifacts, but that's fine. I'll get them later on. I prefer to farm tier 21 of the same boss for 1 week, but I can't do tier 21 instead of doing tier 12 on another boss. It makes no sense. Same thing for the armors. Do what you can. As you can see, I only went till tier 7, I think, but here I'm at tier 17, right? So it's really up to you to decide how you want to do things, but obviously I think it's better to go this way. For game modes such as BOT and POD, expect to have shit results at first. Unless you're experienced and you know how to do, you probably will fail pretty badly at first. Your whole server is gonna be new. There might be some people that have a new account like me, and there might be some new people like you or not, and obviously it might be complicated. For example, here, Baruka, I was first because I had the right team, right? I had fire weakness stuff. It worked. Here it's light weakness, I have nothing, I'm gonna get demolished. I'm gonna get destroyed. That's the thing. And it is what it is. Like, you have to accept the fact that you might get fucked and you might not have everything ready at the right moment. It is how it is. You start the game late, you kind of have to catch up. It's the sad reality. Make sure you do your workshops. Make sure to try to do as high as you can. For example, I can beat normal, like easy Vulcan. I can probably beat normal Vulcan now. I just need to retry again and again. The floor 25. After that, it's peace easy. Baron, I'm still on the easy one because Kaisel is pretty much fucking me up. I think that's a nice tour of everything for a start. Just, it's pretty basic, but if you stick to that, you should be able to advance pretty consistently and have a good gaming experience on this game. Obviously, make sure you do your gates, and if you can, do only S rank gates to get as much XP and stuff as you can. Obviously, it's pretty self-explanatory, but S ranks give you more, so you want to do that. More XP, more gold, I think, better rewards, all that stuff. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I don't know how helpful it's gonna be and how many people are actually gonna watch it, but I mean, it is what it is. Make sure to support me, get the codes, because obviously when you're a new player, you want to get those codes because it's free stuff, right? You don't refuse free stuff. And even if you're paying, you don't refuse free stuff. So drop a support, get the codes. The support has been insane, and I really want to keep going that way. It means a lot to me, really. Make sure to tell me in the comments if you liked this video, and I will see you guys in my next one. See ya.